But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Let's go.
Get up on y'all. You gonna learn today.
Daddy, chill.
Call me Daddy.
We are back. And we're back better than ever, baby. Better than ever. I think Wednesday morning, I had more of a smile on my face than I have in a long time. And we are back. George is with me this week, subbing in for Teddy. I hope you're on every week, by the way.
I'm here.
And we have the one and only CBlez is with us this week.
I appreciate you having me
Fucking
on.
print, baby, print.
We're 6-0 in the last 2 days.
6-0.
I'm just trying to make money.
I want your guys', before we get into the betting and all that stuff and other things, I want your reaction on last night's game, Thursday Night Football. Great fucking game, right?
That was amazing. I mean, anytime you get a divisional matchup in the NFC or AFC North, it's always just a dogfight. But it's crazy that it was like, it's such offensively focused. Normally it's very defensive.
Those
focused.
games historically were always defensive masterpieces and big blitzes and
Hard hits
and
concussions,
and sick stuff. Now the game has turned because the athletes are so insane. Offensive football in that game last night was an all-time masterpiece.
Jamar Chase had Madden numbers. Like you'll never
He had
see.
like 250 yards, right?
No, he had almost 300.
I don't think
crazy.
people give enough credit to Joe Burrow. That teardrop throw in the corner of the end zone at
Yes.
the end of the game.
I thought it was too high off his hand.
That was a teardrop. Like, that is I tell Chad all the time.
Lamar's throw too, where
Lamar's
he's
throw is
jumped
great.
in the air
But
while
he's
he's
a
throwing.
freak
The last
athlete.
one.
The last one, the little teardrop to.
It's not as impressive to me. Joe Burrow stands
Oh, no,
in that
that's-
pocket and gets bashed all night.
And he doesn't even complain. He gets hit, he gets right back up.
The crazy thing is the Bengals O-line's been shit since he got there. And they don't
They've
really draft
never really
anyone.
upgraded.
It doesn't make any sense.
They're like, he's so good that we'll just grab him a few weapons here and there. Like, they just let the running back leave. Like, all right, Chase Brown.
Chase Brown's great too.
Yeah, but like, they had Joe Mixon.
I know.
Joe Mixon's having an all-pro year. They're like,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no,
been good.
we're good, but we don't need to improve our O-line and get you a running back. That's how good Joe Burrow is.
And he played like that without T. Higgins. Jamar Chase, that one, the 67-yarder, didn't even look like he was running 100%. He just
Glides.
kind of won't, right? I'm like, he's gone.
A performance like that last night makes me say he's better than Jefferson because he has these games that like.
I mean, he's leading the league in touchdowns.
That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
he
saying.
has Burrow, like you're saying.
I know, but that's why you got to favor the guy as the better receiver. He plays with the better quarterback. He's gonna put up more consistent numbers.
And he's small.
He's just so
He's not.
fucking
Jefferson's
physical.
big.
That
He's taller.
75-yard one at the end, that was like easy.
Yeah.
It was like practice.
LSU is the wide receiver factory. It's not even
Yes,
comparable.
it is.
Neighbors
with
now.
Odell.
Odell started it all. Yeah.
Neighbors, Jefferson, Chase.
Do you think that they should review endgame like blatant penalties? Do you think that should be reviewed?
Here's my opinion. At
It
this point.
changes games.
We have the technology. If you can't review everything, then don't review anything.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, what they're doing like the quick reviews now. They should just do that.
There's a guy in the fucking box.
It's not that
clear.
hard.
It's just clear. Okay, that's a face mask. The face mask. It was on the 2-point conversion.
I think it
Burrow
warrants.
had his face like.
I think it warrants the topic of. Is Vegas in on it, Chad? You know, it's like
This
you have
goes
to
right
start
into that.
Yeah, the spread was what last night?
6.
Come on, bro. Like they don't like they get these numbers so right that you have to start questioning what's real and what's not.
I always thought.
Sometimes.
I
I
always,
mean, in life, you have to question what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
just
Are
in
we living in a
sports.
simulation?
100% sometimes.
Yeah, I think so.
But it also makes for such great content when you watch a game like that.
It's better drama.
Better drama. You leave people at if you could end the game and we're still talking about it 24 hours later, well then guess what? The
That's their
NFL's
goal.
the
Did you
NFL's
hear
done a
Al
good job.
Michaels last night?
Yeah, Guy Al Michaels is just like this is
That guy's a better.
100%.
When the
no,
Ravens
that's known.
scored,
yeah.
and he goes 8 points over, and I'm going. Wait, did you catch that at all?
No, I didn't.
It looked like he was probably talking to someone. Like they got the overs because he goes, yeah, 8 point over. And I'm going, This guy's fucking talking about
He's got no skin in the game. He can't control the game.
The thing is, he used to talk about it even before it was so big.
There was a big Pittsburgh game when the Pittsburgh scored and it didn't mean anything. Antonio Brown scored and he goes, a lot of bettors are going to be upset about that score.
He said, people aren't going to get over about that. I remember that. Yeah.
He always does like a play on words.
Always.
He's like, this.
He's great. I like him.
I think Al Michaels has a few cocktails in the booth too.
Oh, for sure.
If you listen to him from quarter 1 to 4, he's loosened up significantly.
He gets so chill.
Well, when he was on Howard Stern, he talked about he's steak and wine. That's all he does, steak and wine. No veggies, nothing else, steak and wine. So he's having a steak and a couple glasses before the game.
You got to pay homage to guys like him, Jim Nance, legends of that part of our our childhoods.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is like the voices we've listened to our whole lives.
Who's your favorite current one or the newer ones? I'm a big Romo fan. I think he's really good.
Brady stinks.
Yeah, he's bad.
Finally, we found something the guy's not good at. You know what I mean? He's not good at this.
Yeah, he's not good.
I don't know who my favorite would be. It's hard to describe.
Honestly, I used to like him, but now it's like I'd rather just analyze myself. It's like LeBron says he doesn't watch with the volume on. It's like I like these guys, but everyone's biased. Like everyone has an agenda.
We need an HBO full telecast of football games. Just they do one game a week with Pat McAfee or somebody, and they can just say whatever they want. Say what people are
probably coming.
Feeling, right?
I
Curse.
Think, you can't stream games right now as an influencer, but if influencers could stream the games, I think it would change everything. Like the NBA was talking about watching whoever you want to commentate the game. If there's 100 people commentating, and I think that's a lot better because everyone knows it's all bullshit. They just say what they have to say, not what they want to say.
That's exactly what we saw with the election. Sorry for the pivot. But the mainstream media is fucking dead. Nobody cares what they say. Nobody cares what they think. The influencers are controlling everything now. Joe Rogan, fucking Tucker Carlson.
They literally
all the Theo Vaughn. Theo Vaughn was shout out by Dana White
on the stage.
On the stage. The Nelk Boys.
Yeah.
These guys
Aiden
completely changed the outcome of an election because one side was afraid to do those podcasts. They didn't want to do it, and one side did. And when Joe Rogan can reach probably 100 million different voices in the United States, and the mainstream media is reaching not even a tenth of that, on these nightly shows.
It's not even about that. It's the validity of your voice. Everyone knows the mainstream media is just saying what's going to get them paid and clicks. Joe Rogan, everyone knows he's saying what he actually believes in his heart.
Of course.
And I think that's the difference.
Like you said before we started, it's the rawness of those podcasts. It's not scripted. They don't have fucking an agenda to push. No. They're not going to push on certain issues. They just want to have a normal conversation and hear what this guy's going to say because they've villainized him for 8 years. And then when he goes on a podcast and people are like, oh, he's just a fucking normal guy. Just like J.D. Vance when they called this guy weird, and he goes on Rogan and tells a story about his kid dropping. He says, "Yeah, my kid said, oh fuck," and you hear a politician say a curse word. Back in the day, these guys would never, ever.
But if you really break it down, 4 years ago, 8 years ago, they used the same tactic, but Trump and his party went out and got the better influencers. He got Joe Rogan.
People were scared to touch him back then.
Of course, no, but
now they
so many people touched the left. All these big actors, actresses, influencers, that it opened up a lane. They kind of started this movement, the left, and what it kind of makeshifted and pivoted to is the right getting Elon, Rogan, Aiden Ross, the biggest names in the current, media world, right? Nobody's bigger than Joe Rogan. To get a public endorsement from that guy who has to pretty much remain...
Who's never endorsed anybody.
He has to remain neutral for his own benefit, right? But he's no, it got to the point where they opened the door for the better people to speak on this behalf, and it worked.
It's crazy when you look at the roster of people that endorse, each side. The left is just, the celebrities and athletes, and then the right's, the rational... smart people
that are making
Elon,
the smartest person in the world.
Differences.
Elon's the most talented human being out there.
I don't think we'd be in this current situation if he didn't buy Twitter, because there was so much misinformation being put out on Twitter.
But there still is.
No, there is, but they have community notes now.
What is
They
that?
correct things. If someone said something that is incorrect, Twitter has community
thing
notes
is,
to correct these people. So now truth can prevail.
But what is a fact? It's so there's not that many facts in this world. Most things are opinions.
Yeah.
It's hard to actually. That's a big problem that I have with like social media in general. People could just say whatever they want, and there's no repercussions. It's like the misinformation is something. Like I looked at Twitter and I just scrolled like on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. The stuff that was being said on there, I hear you. It's free speech and whatever, but it's like, how do you know what to believe? What people are saying? It just seems like it's just crazy what people say on there. Like people are paid off. The left is paying off people to write stuff about the election.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure the Republicans were doing that too. Both parties are paying off people who are getting millions of views just to say stuff. But the thing is, the more and more that this happens, the less impact it actually has. And then people are going to start understanding that you got to think for yourself and what you actually believe in.
You got to dig between the fuckery and find the
Yes.
actual facts.
It's not about what people are telling you. You have to read between the lines. Exactly.
Well, look at when I say mainstream media is dead. 4 years ago, Patrick Bet David, his show was not big, and he just posted on Twitter the views that he used to get concurrent views was like 6,000 views, and now his concurrent views are just like 50x that, and just in a 4-year span. And that's because people don't trust the media. They want to go and seek out other people's opinions on things that actually do the research. They have a team of people, and they can have these genuine conversations about certain topics, and not just, here's a fucking script, say this tonight or you're fucking fired. And that's basically what Tucker Carlson talks about it. He said, I would get a script and I was pushing the war. And if I didn't want to push the war, I was fired.
I just don't know how those people sleep at night knowing that they're not actually saying what they believe
Or
in.
being themselves.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Makes
Probably
no
look
sense.
at themselves as no different than a paid actor or a paid actress just doing their job.
Yeah, but the people watching think it's true.
Because they think they're above
It's
the
not
people
WWE
that are watching.
where it's like everyone
Kinda
knows
is,
it's
though.
fake.
It's become that way in all ways. It's like all a big show and act.
It is.
I think everyone's starting to realize that.
What
Of course.
I'll say is this. My favorite part about all of this is what we get to do for a living. Because it really doesn't intertwine or mix in our everyday, jobs. We get to have like a good but for people that are stuck in that world, that must be a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
Oh my God.
I mean, you got people crying. People saying they're gonna not have sex
But the
because
other, I'm sorry
a certain,
to cut.
certain candidate won.
The other thing is that a lot of it is smoke and mirrors. It's like people need to focus on themselves and getting better and growing themselves. A lot of this stuff, it matters, but it doesn't really have that big of an impact on people as much as they think. It's more about like protecting your family, being a healthy person, and trying to. You don't need to get as wrapped in as people do, and I think a lot of people get distracted, and yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you're
Just-
on.
it doesn't really
I got
matter
a question
that
for you.
much.
Do you think you're misunderstood? No, I'm serious. Do you think you're misunderstood like online? Because I get your videos sent to me all the time by guys that follow me who are supporters, and they're like, go get your boy, go. And I'm like, you got, and I defend you in DMs. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, Chad's probably one of the more favorite, outside of hanging out with him, I like hanging out with you more than anybody that moving to Vegas.
Yeah.
Because I always, every time I'm hanging out with you and you're not doing something online, I'm like, this guy's fucking misunderstood. Like, if people really knew who you were, like deep down when you're talking about take care of your family, take care of yourself, like just be a good fucking human being, be a good person.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just think you're like, I think the online, not you, your personality, that's you. But I think people, one, it's envy and jealousy. People see that. They see that your page, what are you at, 104,000 followers?
Yeah, 107.
Oh, my bad. How many did you lose when you posted the Trump bet?
Like 400.
Good. You don't want those.
I don't care, though.
Pretty impressive out of 100,000+. That's a pretty pure account.
Yeah,
Only
it's
400 people have abandoned you. That's it.
Everybody was pro-Trump. All my whole following is pro-Trump pretty much.
Except one, you know.
Who?
Because you're just a privileged little white boy, right?
That was crazy.
That was crazy, right?
That was you saw that, right? And then everyone
dude.
went at her.
You didn't say anything back, and we felt compelled to say something. And I had like 3 different things typed out, and then I X'd out of it. I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like a privileged white woman coming out and saying that to somebody is like, it's so ironic, you know?
I mean, for me, there's so much going on. So it's like, I don't really get too wrapped up in it. Like, it's just like.
You can't.
Yeah.
How could you participate in everyday life?
That's what I'm
saying. If that's what
saying.
you wrap yourself into.
Like, the amount of hate that I get on a daily basis, if I actually like let it affect me, I wouldn't be able to go outside at that point. So I need to just like.
How much interaction do you do though with these posts? Are you interacting at all in the comments? Or do you even read them?
I do read them. Because
dude, you know me. I'm petty. I'm real petty. And I would want the last, like, I want the last punch.
But what is it? What does it accomplish?
I know.
It doesn't really do anything. It's like.
Him not responding keeps them coming back.
Probably, yeah.
That's my opinion.
The thing is, the content for me, I love it and I enjoy it, but it kind of is like a side thing. It's like I'm just going to do what I do in my life and then I make videos about it. But going back to what you said before about being misunderstood, I think I have like a ton of different sides to me. I don't know what most people, if they have like always the same way. But for me, it's like I go through rhythms and 2 months I'll be one way, 2 months I'll be another way. I'm like all feel and like in my heart, I just really do what makes me happy and I chase doing my passion, if that makes any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
But then people will come in and they do misunderstand, but a lot of the comments is like what you said, just people who are like jealous and they might not have the money to bet on games themselves, but it's just that's standard in the internet world. Like anyone who has any type of success and they show people, it's just all hate most of the time. I think I'm a little bit more polarizing than most people my size and following, but that's just who I am. So
how quick did you build the following up? I feel like it went pretty quick.
I had like 60K like 8 months ago, and then I doubled in the last like 8 months. But I've been doing content for like 7 years. I did mostly sports cards for like the first 5.
And are you completely done with the sports card side?
No. I mean, content, that's the other thing too. It's like a lot of people think they see what's in front of them. So like if I'm only making betting content, people think I'm not doing cards.
Yeah.
But I do cards my whole life. Like since I was 5, I've been doing cards. And I'm going to do cards my whole life. But the thing is, I think it's a little bit harder to make money as an individual right now. I think as a business, there's obviously always opportunities, but for one person individually who doesn't have access like the companies to buy for a repack where you have an outlet to sell or buy wax where you have an outlet to sell to a community, I just flip on eBay.
Yeah.
I'll go to card shows and buy and try to flip it on eBay. And I think right now the opportunities aren't as good as they were in 2019, 2020. So I also don't look at things on a year-by-year basis. For me, it's more like I'll just strike when the time's right. Like in 2 years, if I see an opportunity for cards and I want to put a lot of money into it, I'll do it. But I just think right now, you have to be very selective. And also another thing too, like it was so easy for me in 2018, 2019. I just knew I had a really good feeling that the whole market was going to move up. Gary Vee was pushing it. A lot of people were getting in. So I bought a ton of cards. I didn't sell anything. I did mostly raw to grade. I probably had 10,000 cards at PSA at peak. I just bought as many Prism and Optic Select cards as I could, sent them in. I didn't even look at the cards. I didn't care if it was a 7, a 6, because the margins were so good.
Yeah.
I was making 10, 15x on every card.
What was the Zion PSA 10? What did it max out at? The base? It's like
1,500 maybe or 1,200?
I remember Luka was 2,200. He hit the step back 3 in the playoffs in the bubble against the Clippers. It hit 2,200. But I sell early. I sold all my Lukas for like $550 on the way up
Yeah.
Because I'd rather, like a lot of people in the hobby, they get caught, they hold it. I think it's better to sell on the way up.
I try to tell everybody
Always.
on the live, if you hit a big card, the first offer you get is going to be the best.
Just move it.
Because the offers will start just declining from there. Like they get greedy. They want to, oh, well, what if it gets to $20,000? It's like,
It's
you
always
got a
wrong.
$12,000 offer and you got into the break for $137, dude.
Exactly.
Take your fucking money. Take your dub.
The problem is when the card gets exposed to the market, it just decreases every day.
Yeah.
Once more people see it, once it goes on a market at a price, it just goes down automatically. It's like a car coming off the lot.
Nothing's better than the first sale.
Yeah,
the
once-
first sale of the card is always the strongest.
Exactly, because it gets exposed to the market and then it goes down.
He knows this story. In 23 draft, we pulled the first gold Brady. We had it graded and sent off
auto?
to, yeah, had it graded and sent off to PWCC. It did 46,000. The next one that sold was like a week later.
Let me guess what it is today. Do you know what it is today?
Probably less than 10.
I was going to say 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, 75.
The next one sold for 22. So it's like the first to market is so
Is so
important.
crucial.
It's so crucial.
True RPAs, gold prisms, like one-off
And
Mercury
one-of-ones.
Wemby cards. You want to be first to market. It's the only way to guarantee the most profit.
But a good way to do it is a lot of the times, let's say you see a high comp, 46,000. I would go to the Dallas Card Show and try to sell it for 38,000.
Yeah.
Because you deal on eBay early, sometimes it gets a little dicey. You just want to get cash. Like I would go to Dallas a lot of the times in 2021. If I had stuff that I'm up big on, I would just, I like to look at the trajectory. So if I think in the next 2-3 months a card's going to go down, I'll go to Dallas and I'll try to get cash and take 80%. Because I know the cards are going to go down.
And put it into something that you feel a little bit more
Exactly,
secure
yeah.
with.
I'll
Yeah.
move it into Wemby and I'll buy stuff. You just want to repeat the process over and over again.
Yeah.
And I think raw to grade is the best way because you have built-in margin. You buy cards for $20, grade them for 16, sell them for 100. You can consistently just keep doing that over and over again. The new rookie class, it works every year.
Yeah.
You just keep doing it.
Wemby based prisms were like $500-600 PSA 10s. Like
Now they're $100.
if you know.
But I think it's good value now.
I mean, the Deca base is doing better than his normal Prism base.
How much is the Deca?
His
Deca
Deca
was-
base is doing about 100
Deca
raw.
doesn't have retail.
Yeah,
so.
the Deca base might be good because it's a short run product. The Wemby PSA 10 Prism is what, 15,000 pop? The Deca is probably going to be maximum
The
2,500.
silvers should be bought. We've pulled like 2 silvers in the office out of probably, I don't know, 100 cases we've ripped of
The
that.
silvers
It's
are
a hard
cheap.
hit.
They're
It's
only
a
like
very hard
900.
hit. I know.
Hard hit.
The thing is, Wemby's playing bad now. This is when you buy.
Yeah.
The season started. A lot of players go down once the season
He's having a
starts.
bad run this week.
It's unbelievable.
When did you?
He's not in shape. That's his problem.
He's not.
He's like-
and he doesn't rebound efficiently enough, and you could tell that he's gassed by the middle of
He
the fourth
can't
quarter.
move. He normally blocks shots that he's not getting to right now. It does make sense.
It's early. It's early in the season.
Yeah.
No, but it's good. People get scared and you buy.
Yeah, yeah.
I want this.
When did the whole capping betting picks? When did that come to fruition?
I started like 8 months ago, March Madness, but I've been gambling for like 10 years.
Yeah, of course.
I used to lose a lot, like when I was in college, and then I figured out like basically it's called leaks, like stuff that you do bad. So then I would do like 10 things good and 10 things bad, and then now I eliminated most of the things I do bad.
Like, what's an example of that?
Like the most obvious one is chasing.
Yeah.
So like, I have 3 bets for tonight. I lose all 3, and then I want to place all the total amount on the 4th bet tonight. You never win in that spot.
Just give up, go home, take your loss.
Go to sleep.
Go to
give
sleep.
Up. Tomorrow, you do the same process. You don't want to chase that's the most obvious one. But there's you got to realize that, like, never take a minus 300. What's the point? You have to win 3 to get your to get your unit. Why
It's
would
not
you?
worth it.
Doesn't make any sense. People, you chase. There's just simple things that like I eliminated, and then I'm a lot more data and analytics driven now. I used to be more emotion based, and now it's been really good the past like 2 years.
And when do you get the lines as soon as they come out, and that's when you start hammering out lines
start
and looking at
but
things, discrepancies?
I don't really bet until like day of. Maybe college football, I'll do a few days in advance.
If you see something that's like a little scroogey,
then I'll bet it for sure. Yeah.
Like last night, that game went from like 40 over was like 47 when it came out and went all the way to like 52.
Yeah, that means all the sharp money was on the over.
Yeah.
But then once it hits 52, a lot of people who are sharp, let's say you have it at 47, you might want to take the under at 52. Now you have a 5-point middle.
Yeah.
So if it hits anywhere from 47 to 52, you're actually winning both bets.
Well, that's what they do.
That's what I would do.
They place early action and then they ride the line all the way up and
Bet the other side.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or middling.
How much like videoing and like the content, does it consume a lot of your day?
No.
No?
It's just, like I said earlier, it's just like an addition. It's not really, like I live my life and then I capture it in the moment when it happens. Like I'm doing a lot of stuff. I mean, the content, I love it and I have fun. So like tomorrow, if I want to just mess around and just spend a few hours, I'll do it. But to get like what I need to get out, it doesn't take that much time. I also believe in ROI. Like a lot of people make content, they want it to look really good. They want to like, oh, how do I look? All this. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like I just want to post. The more posting you do, I actually embrace it the other way. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's like sometimes I'll wear like the oversized hat. It's like I just bought it. It's not like I bought an oversized hat, but like I have like a pants with a hole in them and like it's like a play on.
You love the two color socks.
Yeah, 2 color socks. But that's
Yeah.
like me. I'm not like putting it on purpose like that. It's just like I grab 2 socks out of my drawer, whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever
I don't give
fits.
I focus on what matters in life. All these people who want to come into my comments, oh, you're wearing 2 how does that affect? I just made $3,000. I don't give a fuck about my socks.
So in
Doesn't
eight
make-
so in 8
Wear whatever
months,
socks you want.
where are you at in 8 months?
From today?
Like unit wise. If people were to understand, to like if people
How
want to
much
go
money
on.
you up since you started this whole process?
So I bet 3,000 a game, and I'm up around 250,000 this year. So what is that? 130 units or something?
No, it's
No.
about 95 units.
Yeah,
About 95.
95 units.
That's fucking amazing.
That's great.
How much did
yeah.
you take in on the Chiefs?
The Chiefs was 55,000, but I also had
Was that the biggest bet that you've won to date?
Yeah.
And it was in Vegas
Publicly
too, right?
bet.
That was the biggest bet, but it wasn't the craziest odds. When Burrow, his second year, if he got hurt in his first year, like week 7.
Correct.
And then his second year,
That's when they went to the Super Bowl.
yes, and I bet them to win the division that year. It was like 20-1 or something. Because a lot of the times, like the good part about the hobby is you know the young players and the rookies who are actually good.
Correct.
So like we knew Burrow was amazing when he came in, and he was playing great. So the Bengals, it is a tough division, but the fact that they were like 20-1, it's like the same thing as the Commanders this year if it was next year. Like we didn't know Jaden Daniels was going to be this good, but if they had a shitty season, but Daniels was playing well,
Yeah.
then you take them on the division next year.
Yeah.
It's like 8-1, which it was this year.
Correct.
But like you want to take a rookie quarterback in year 2,
Like
that's
like maybe a Bo Nix with Denver next year. Could
Exactly.
be a sneaky price because he plays in Mahomes' division.
yes,
You know, you have to
Herbert.
look for Herbert on a comeback year.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the Giants draft a young quarterback. They've shown some promise.
Yeah. Who do
maybe.
you want them to draft?
Shador.
Yeah.
You know,
You want them to lose every game, right?
that's it. What's the point of winning?
The thing
fuck
is
we
with
doing?
I know.
no in the NFL though, it's the most parity league. So like I'm pretty sure like every year a team in last place in the division wins the division the next year at least one. So you just got to find that one.
They don't call it any given Sunday for no reason.
Exactly.
It's just like last year the Steelers stunk, and now this year they're leading the division.
Exactly.
What are
yeah.
they? 6-2, I think. 6-2 right now.
They're ahead of the Ravens right now.
Yeah.
Things can flip so fast in the NFL because pretty much every team is similar in talent. And I think the quarterbacks are pretty similar too. Like nobody's that much better than anyone else. And that's the reason that a lot of the times year to year, you'll see changes that are big.
Like you don't just watch the Browns beat the Ravens, who the Ravens could potentially win the Super Bowl this year with Jameis Winston as the quarterback.
How does that make
Yeah,
sense?
It doesn't
makes
make
no
sense.
sense.
There's no parity. Like you watch Drake May take down Aaron Rodgers and the Jets a couple weeks ago. It doesn't make sense. But the NFL doesn't make sense.
But
That's
it
the point.
does.
It
When you
makes a lot of
look at
sense.
it at the lens of every team is pretty much equal. That's what people don't understand. Everyone miswatches everything.
Everybody
they don't
matches
know what
things
they're
up
watching.
against receivers and corners.
It doesn't mean anything.
And the quarterback play.
It's all about line play.
The line play is everything.
That's why the
linebackers.
Steelers are good, because they have Hayward, Watt, and fucking who else? They have someone else, but it's like TJ Watt's the best player in football.
And they have
Yeah, he
Minka
is.
Fitzpatrick who plays over the it makes sense, but like you would expect better out of the historical, history of the NFL. Like Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks of the game.
He's not
I mean, that's
good.
why the Bengals threw the ball
stinks
50
now.
times last night.
Why
Because
wouldn't you?
there's a Ravens defensive back.
can't
is
cover
fucking
nobody.
Depleted. They can't cover anybody. They're like number one against the run, and they're like, we're not running the ball.
I could already see it now. Mahomes, Lamar in Baltimore. And Mahomes had this like shaky year, and he throws 5 touchdowns to beat the Ravens.
It's not going to be in Baltimore. I mean, the Chiefs are undefeated.
It's a good point. It's in KA. You got to go down.
It'll be in
The
It'll
thing
be in
is,
KC.
nobody could beat Kansas City in a relevant game. It's not possible because Mahomes is that much better than everyone else, and then everyone else is on a different
What's
tier.
scary about this year is he's not even playing good.
Well, watch
look
him
at his
now.
stats.
Watch him now. He's got
No,
Hopkins.
I know, but
gonna
he's
see-
not even playing good. He's got games where he's throwing 196 yards,
But
and they're fucking winning.
I
and
don't
they're beating the Niners.
See, I don't agree with that. I think he's playing very well.
No. I'm just saying statistically, he's not even play. He's
Of
not
course.
even got to there, and they're 8-0. When he gets there, that's when they're going to start putting up 30, 40, 50
Some of the
fucking
stats
points.
don't really show because the way he's able to move around out of the pocket, in
Exactly.
the pocket, he makes plays
He's a gamer.
that nobody in the NFL can make.
Hopkins only helped one player, and that was Travis Kelce. Because now they can't double Travis Kelce. You have to guard Hopkins. And now look at Kelce the last 2 games.
You're gonna see Worthy
He's getting
get-
14
You
targets,
don't like
11.
Kelce.
Nah, that guy stinks, dude. Guy's a fucking beta male, man.
He's a cuck, yeah.
Yeah. You got your own quarterback's mom wearing a fucking Make America Great Again hat.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Mahomes does what it takes to win. Each game, what is the objective? To put
Just
up
to
the
win.
best
Yeah,
stats
it's to win,
or
yeah.
to win?
to
No,
win the
I
game.
agree.
And that's what he does.
But I'm just saying, they're 8-0, and he hasn't even done that yet.
That's why I'm
Like-
saying his moment is going to come late in the year. Now they got the guy Hopkins. They're gonna-
Playoffs.
if you're a fan of a team in the AFC and you think you got a shot this year, you really don't.
What's your
You really don't.
what's the ideal Super Bowl matchup if you had to pick right now or halfway through the season?
I mean, I bet Green Bay. I think they're the best team in the NFC. And then hopefully they play someone who's bad. I don't really care.
I would say the Lions getting there would be really big
The
for
thing
football.
is, the Lions, it's just the team that's number one never wins.
Ever.
But unless it's the Chiefs. So it's like they're playing too well right now. I think they're peaking too early. Like
Yeah.
the Lions, they're not going to play this well in the playoffs. There's no way.
I could see a team like the Rams making a little
I
bit
like
of
the
noise.
Rams.
Yeah, I could see a team like it's tough to say it, but you could see you could see Philly making another run this year because they got the run game and they seem to be getting in their groove, but everybody's like not that good.
The
I
NFC
know.
is so weak.
So weak.
It's so weak
Green Bay
and
is
it's
the
wide
team.
open.
They have.
I mean, what you could
Green
see?
Bay has the
I could see
quarterback.
the Rams making a run
That's what they have.
because when Kupp and Naku are on the field, that team's scary.
And
But
Kyron
who's
Williams is-
actually good in the NFC? It's like
There's
the
really
Packers,
nothing.
Lions.
You're going to see it this weekend. CMC's back.
yeah, you.
You can't win with that quarterback. Can't win with them.
We did last year.
This will be the last year you'll see the Brock Purdy experiment.
You think so?
Yeah, I think this is the last year you'll see Brock Purdy, and you'll see Kyle Shanahan.
So you're saying they're not going to pay him?
No,
They won't pay him.
I think they'd rather, because I read deep into like contract stuff. Kirk Cousins, that deal is actually a really team friendly deal for a team to come in and trade for him.
Yeah.
And he has a deep history with Kyle Shanahan. I could see them taking a flyer on an Aaron Rodgers. I could see them taking a flyer on like 5 other veteran quarterbacks before bringing Purdy back because he's this big and he's just looping around the pocket because he can't. I don't think he could see that well. If he's not making a 2-second throw,
He's very small.
very small. Like if you had a all pro type quarterback with Kyle Shanahan, San Francisco wins the Super Bowl every year.
I agree.
He's the best offensive minded coach in the business.
I think they would have. It's hard to say this as a Niner fan. I think they would be better off with Sam Darnold right now.
Probably
sure.
because he could sling it better. You guys have gone to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo, who is a
Colin Kaepernick.
Like Colin
No,
Kaepernick.
that's not this regime.
No,
No,
it's
but
not.
this regime,
But still,
Jimmy G is a system guy at best. He's like a poor man's version of Brock Purdy. Like you just like slightly moving. You have to go get the gamer. Like you have to go get the big quarterback. That guy will never lose if he
They
had the
tried
big
with Lance.
Yeah, but he wasn't the guy. He wasn't the guy so bad that
The thing is, though, in football, sometimes you want someone who doesn't make mistakes. That's the quarterback they try to go for. Like you look at a guy like Josh Allen. The reason I don't think he's that great is because he thinks he's that great and he does
makes
too
a
much.
ton of mistakes.
He's not Mahomes, and when he tries to be Mahomes,
this is the
he's gonna
first
get
year that he
punished.
hasn't made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, because he has less weapons, and he's
Yeah.
finally realizing, let the game come to you.
I could see that game, the AFC Championship game, being Allen and Mahomes again, and just
Probably.
a sling fest of
He can't beat him.
you can't.
We'll see.
Can't beat him. It's insane.
It becomes like a mental hurdle at that point. Like
He
Buffalo went
played
to
the
the Super
best
Bowl.
game of all that he's ever played, and
Of
he
all
still
time.
lost. When is he gonna win? That Allen performance was fucking insane. In the
The only
divisional
shot
round.
these
Davis.
guys got to hope for is if Mahomes has like an ACL year, and he's missed
that'll
out for
happen.
and like then they have their chance. Like
Brady had one of those years.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where everybody else had a chance when
He
Brady
just-
went down.
Mahomes' career reminds me so much of Brady's career. And it's different because Mahomes has made more of a statistical impact than Brady ever made in his first.
Brady also came up when defense was heavy,
Yeah.
run was heavy.
Different
That's a good point.
different
I was
era.
looking at some of his games, like back in the 2000s, where they won the game and he threw like 140 yards. Like, that'll never happen.
8 for
these
14,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
throwing the ball 15 times a game. It's really
Bill
amazing.
Belichick's from like
I know he had such a long career. It's really amazing that he hit all those high statistics, like totals, and
based
like
on longevity.
his longevity, but his first like 8 years, they were not throwing the ball. They relied on heavy run and fucking stout defenses.
And everyone forgets that.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, Brady's this, Brady's. He wasn't really good until late in his career. He was more of a Brock
he
Purdy
got
type.
better. He aged like
Fine
fine wine.
wine, yes.
Yeah,
I think he could still play if he wanted to.
of course. But he's got nothing to prove, man. What's that guy got to prove? He's accomplished everything.
He wants the Al Davis bowl cut, you know?
I don't know, man. He's crazy. He stinks at fucking commentating, so he might as well figure something else out.
Stinks. He's getting $300 million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
who
doesn't really
cares?
care. He's laughing his way to the bank.
No
More
shot.
money.
No shot he cares.
No. And he owns the Raiders now.
That week one was really embarrassing. I was like cringe to listen to. He didn't know anything about what was going on in the field. He was stuttering all over himself.
He was like saying like dumb shit. Like shit that's like wrong. Like in
I don't get it.
situational football. It didn't make sense.
I don't get why they have to make every quarterback like put him right in the booth. Like they should put
I think
more
they put-
personalities in that up there than
They just did it so like you get Brady's following to now watch.
Yeah.
It's like a marketing play.
Yeah,
It all is.
next year I heard Taylor Swift's in the booth.
she could shake
Have
it
you
off.
ever? I always wanted to ask this, and I don't know why you haven't. Why aren't you on like Kick or Twitch and doing these like crazy live streams? Because when we get those reactions of you, like losing a bet, it's obviously the best because your fucking reactions are fucking pure gold, man. Like just going absolutely crazy. Like I see you like the Aiden Ross of like bets.
The thing is, it's illegal right now. You're not allowed to stream any game.
Not streaming games. I'm talking like streaming and talking about the bets. Like you can't even do that
No, you could do that.
because you're already so like encapsulated into
But that's the thing-
social media aspect, and I think you would draw a lot of people.
I would, but like I said earlier, I don't really care that much. Like I just
like Mike? I roll around with him a lot, right? He lives the regular life.
I don't really. Yeah.
And then randomly, like, can you film me real quick? And then we just do the video, and you were there. We went
I
to
know
do-
he just asked me
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, it's just real
just
quick.
take a
like-
picture of him.
Yeah, like, and it's pretty. For me, I haven't been around you too long, a couple months working together, like, but we spend a lot of time. He's an interesting character, man, because he just lives.
I know.
Lives a regular life.
Well, I got
that's
a,
the thing,
I
I'm
got a
not-
glimpse
yeah,
of that at the National a year and a half ago when we sat down and had that little podcast. We had a lot
was
of
sick.
people reach out about that.
Mental
Because
health.
The mental health
That was
stuff.
amazing.
That was
With
great
Croup.
stuff. Yeah, with Croup.
that was amazing.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
I really like to help people. Like I want people to do better in life. I don't really care about myself as much as most people, honestly. I want to change other people's lives. But then when I say that, other people will be like, so what do you do? But it's like I do it in my own way. And that's what like I think I'm a good person and I think I can help people.
Well,
and
most people in your space, they want the credit. They put it out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck.
Chad's out here just, doing, I'll tell you this. He helps a couple guys that I've been able to watch him help. It's insane how he could sit down and relate to anybody. And the internet thinks he's like this big, rampant scumbag, crazy better. That's like,
Yeah.
it's like the guy just like, he's like every other dude.
I want to listen to people and
Yeah.
I want to hear people and see like what issues they have because I want to help them. Like I believe like, I think like 90% of the people are like not as smart as they should be or like whatever, sheep. And it's like, I don't like that. I'd rather everyone be a genius, even if the competition for me makes it harder for me to earn or do well. I don't care. I just have a problem with like people not living up to their potential. And I don't want to like tell anyone what to do. I want to show them what I do and relate to them and say, I understand you. I hear you. I can listen to you.
because
and I want to help them.
you've been through some tough times too,
Yeah, most people would think not, but everyone has ups and downs in life. I'm not really much of like, I'm a social person now, but when I was younger, I wasn't really that social. So like in high school, I didn't go to parties or Sweet 16s or I would just like be by myself. And so I lived the life of that. And then now I have all these people where it's the opposite, where they all want to hang out with me because of my following and stuff. And I just see right through everything. It's like, if you weren't there before and you're here now, it's like you're fake. So it's like I'm all real. I have a problem with people who want to be fake and just be friends with me for the clout. It's like, get the fuck away from me.
When we were at the Red Rock and they had like 2 or 3 guys come up to him, CBlez. I'm like, this is fucking awesome, man.
It's every day.
I know. I want to hang out with you more.
We went to the Sphere, right? For the UFC Sphere.
Yeah.
We walking in, CBlez. I'm like, bro, you fucking serious?
Oh,
man?
yeah.
Like, we can't go nowhere.
You missed it. When the
That's
one
why
guy,
I don't leave my house.
the one guy turns around wearing a Saquon Barkley jersey, and you said, "Turn around, you motherfucker! You're wearing a signed Saquon Barkley jersey. What the fuck are you doing?"
Grown men that wear jerseys with grown men's names on the back. You're a cuck. You're embarrassing. Do better. And that's all I got to say about that. It's just like, you could be a fan.
I think we should keep talking about this though. I think there's like levels in your life where it's like most people are stuck on the first one, where you have to care about like paying your bills and like, where am I going to get money to do this or whatever. It doesn't allow you to think freely because you need to worry about that stuff and you're stressed about it. But once you don't have to worry about like the little stuff, which I'm blessed that I don't have to because I've done well and I'm fortunate, now you can just, all the possibilities now open up where you can just
It's mental freedom.
Yes.
It's mental freedom.
Mental freedom.
Exactly.
That's one of the reasons why
Yeah.
I brought this back, this podcast, because I even told him, I'm like, it's so therapeutic for me. It's literally mental freedom because I have so many things. My fucking mind is racing all day long. I have 2 daughters. I have a wife. I got 3 dogs. I got all this shit going on. I got lives. And when I'm here, I don't fucking think about that. I just literally just get it off my mind and I can regurgitate the things that are just sitting here, just like fucking in my head. I need to talk about this. I want to talk about this. I want to get CBlez on. I've been telling this guy for fucking a year, like, I need Chad on the podcast. I need him on the podcast.
I told you I would do it
I know, but we were in
It's
Texas
crazy.
and guess what? Texas isn't a fucking landing spot to have someone come out for a podcast. But now that we're here, I think more people are going to be inclined to go, I'll come out and talk, especially after having you on, because this is fucking great. Because like I said, you were so
you're
misunderstood.
overrating myself.
No.
I'm not that good.
No,
Just
you
relax.
are though.
I'm just,
because hanging out with you, I realized when we went to sushi that one day, I'm going, I fucking love this guy, dude. This guy's just a fucking like a normal fucking dude that nobody understands in the way that I see on a personal
when people
level.
meet me in person, it is a little bit different.
Yeah.
They change their tune real fast.
Well, they change their tune when they meet him too.
And now that I roll around with Chad, I'm waiting for the day that when somebody wants to get cute with him at a sports book. But mental freedom is everything. And you could see that this man lives with that.
Yeah.
And there are people that he's very close to that work at our company that we all work at, and they can't get that freedom, you know? And they get stuck in the mud, I call
That's
it,
what-
and
exactly.
you can't move. And like I'm guilty of it too sometimes. I get wrapped up in our business a lot. But then when I leave, the best thing I've ever done was move here because the business lived in my house. Because now I'm here, it's like,
It's away from your house.
bro, I live the best life ever now, man. Like,
You were so miserable in LA.
and hell bent all day about
Miserable.
everything. Yeah, bro.
And the other thing is too, nothing matters that much.
No,
like
it doesn't.
it's like people get so obsessed over one thing. I get it. Like I don't have a family, my own family, and I don't have kids and whatever. So it might be easier for me to say that. Maybe I'll change my mentality, but
Having a kid will change you.
I don't know if I want to in this.
But whatever-
No. I'm just
whatever-
saying, in a generally speaking.
Whatever you're doing in life, though, it's like if you have 2 kids and a whole fucking pack of people you're worried about, and animals and stuff like that
That's
that you got to
different.
care for,
Yeah, that's
and you
different.
have your stuff, and like whatever your situation is, it's important to just find the ultimate happiness.
Yes.
And times are not always the best. There are bad days, there are good days, there are great months, there are bad months, there are miserable times. But if you ultimately understand that waking up every day and getting a chance,
blessing.
it's a privilege.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what we get to do for a living, it's a privilege, it's a blessing. Because I got a lot of friends that do a lot of miserable jobs and they're not happy. And like I sit on break balls all day and it's, it's
But that's
it's a
like an
beautiful thing.
entitlement problem. It's like a lot of like the American culture is another thing that I don't like. It's like everyone's so unhappy, but like you go to these other countries and life's a lot worse. So the fact that you get to go out and have the opportunity that you have here, it's like
It's taken for granted, for
yeah,
sure. here.
everyone is so entitled. Like, oh,
But
I want
anything
more
is
money.
realistic
This,
here.
this. It's
In
like,
this in this
that's
country,
what I'm trying to
everything
say.
is realistic. You know where like my journey in the last like 12 months, like you can get anywhere in a year if you give everything you got.
Exactly.
And you were very adamant
but people don't
about-
believe that.
about it happening.
But
People
that's
don't
the-
understand it.
He put in the hard work, and now it's
13 months ago?
I was homeless.
This guy was homeless.
Homeless.
13 months
No
ago.
money, nowhere to live.
He's calling me going, don't worry, we're going to get together. We're going to
Said,
we're
Mike,
gonna,
And
we're
now
gonna
you're
work
putting
together.
$1,000 on one player prop tonight.
But my point being, and I'll say this, is you got to just do the work. If
which
you don't
most
do
people
the-
aren't willing to do.
Yeah, and that's why most people sit back, and if you're watching this and you're like, oh, this guy's just, you're just a lazy fuck who's not willing to put the work in.
Exactly.
If you're willing to put the work in,
You can earn a lot.
things will happen. And look, I did it a lot quicker than maybe some people will do it, but I gave everything 24/7,
I don't
365.
think people know what that means.
Like I don't see my I just moved my brother out here yesterday, right? I didn't see my brother, my father, anybody for 16 straight months. Nobody came to visit. Nobody came, you have to figure things out on your own. And I think it's best it has to get the darkest it gets before
yes.
you rise again. And you know what? Sometimes I had it all. You know this, Mike. Like I had everything in this
Yeah.
business. And yeah, I had
I
the
was there.
documentary. I had the perfect trajectory to take over and do whatever I wanted to do in this
I was
space.
there for the beginning, the rise, the fall, and
the comeback
and the
now.
return from the ashes. Really.
Yeah. And this was something that
It was crazy because I met him 2020 National
Yeah.
in Chicago. This was like just when you were getting into the
space,
documentary
yeah.
and shit. Yeah, with who were you rolling around with? You were with Phil from Wow Sports
it was
Cards.
a bunch of people. It
Phil's
was-
great, man.
It was
Love Phil.
Phil's the man.
guy.
Big Trump personal friend of the Trump.
Yeah.
No, but for me, it's mental freedom. Now I know what it takes to get that. You do the work to get mental health. It's not always given,
Yeah.
but you just gotta surround yourself with the right people, and that's not always the easiest thing either. But
That's the most important thing. You cut the toxic people out.
Oh my
Even
God.
if they're family or whatever. I don't give a
he
fuck.
knows this.
Like,
There's a lot of people that were around me in LA that worked with us. They can't, when we work, I'll see you. And outside of that, stay the fuck away. Like,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
it's-
There was a lot of people telling me to throw this guy under the bus a year ago. And I was like,
But this is why
nah,
I don't
not
listen
doing
to
it.
anybody unless it's like I listen to people, but like I don't listen to people if that makes sense. Like I
You
have
have to
people that I
formulate-
trust on certain subjects, but
course.
like That's why would you listen to somebody telling you about your relationship with him? They don't know anything about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
I go based on how people treat me, not how my friend says they're treating them. Because everyone just talks and yaps all day bullshit, and it's like,
And in our
I'm not going to
industry
believe
is
it.
the worst.
It's a bunch of little girls.
I'll
just
tell you this.
Gossip.
And
It's
this
gossip.
is my favorite part of our industry, right? Now that I've come back into the scene and everybody told me, you're not going to work here in this business again. You can't go to...
That's the fuel.
Nobody, yeah, it's the fuel. And nobody's going to... It's the best part about it. Ain't none of you have ever going to do shit. You're never going to step up to me. And I welcome it. Because you can't fucking walk in my shoes with what I've been through and how I've had to come back here.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of life. Like, you let people rattle you, you're on your own.
Everyone just has an opinion on everything, and then they don't do anything themselves. So how the fuck am I going to listen to that?
Yeah.
Go do something.
I just call them basement dwellers. They're just sitting at their mom's basement, sitting on their fucking phone or their computer, and they're jealous. They're envious. Like when I was first,
I feel bad for those people though.
yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
No,
What
I
were
was
you
going to
saying?
say, like, when I first started breaking, I had all this support. Oh, we want to get you big. And then I started like growing the page and getting bigger. And then all those people were like, you're too big. We got to tear him down. You know, I'm serious. You know, he knows the story about, you know, when
that real?
people,
Oh, yeah.
people were,
he had buyers. Let me tell you something. His two biggest buyers, like very, very wealthy individuals, they just like, you know what? One day,
they called
let's
me.
fuck with this guy because he fucking's charging $25 over the blowout price. And that's dirty business. And this man's robbing everybody. And they went on, going on live streams.
They went on Instagram Live, Dual Live, trying to, and they called me the night
Bending them.
before.
Was that Burns?
Yeah, called me the night before and said, "We're burying your company."
He was big with you?
Yes, big,
Yeah, man.
real big.
But what was weird is like everybody's
crazy.
friends with you one day. This is why it's for me in this business. I have no friends, right? Like I consider him a dear friend. Like when I say no friends, like there's no new people coming in the circle. You can't. It's a concrete wall that if you happen to just slide in between, you're probably not going to make it. There's no trust because we work in a transactional business. Our business is all about the dollar, and however you can make the dollar is best for you. You'll fuck anybody that's in the way. You know, if it's a break, if it's a price, who gouges his prices?
You do that, but not other people don't. But I'm with you. Like
But they do. Everybody's doing it. We run a break, we create something,
they are doing it.
and then everybody is re-emulating it the next day. Everything we're doing, it's the game. So it's a
I
dirty
guess you're
business
right.
that nobody cares about people's livelihoods, people's families, people's how they make money. It's crazy, man.
But I guess that's a microcosm of the world.
Yeah, well,
No one gives a fuck about anyone else. It's insane.
Yeah,
And I hate that. Like I hate all this shit.
me too,
Like,
man. It's all
crazy.
about giving back to people. Like, you know, Mike will tell you, like, when we were in LA, we would bless everybody that worked with us. Like, who came in, the sleevers, the shippers. You got to take care of everybody. If you don't take care of people, nobody's going to take care of you. I learned that the hard way.
yeah, I agree. What's going on with Winnable? So you're on Winnable, right? You have what, 34,000 followers on there?
I don't even know. I just use it to send the pics out. It's not really like. It's more of like a vehicle where
Almost like a Discord,
kind of
essentially.
They text you the pics. I input the pic, text it to you. That's kind of where I do all my sales. It's similar to like a Whatnot kind of. It's not really live streaming, but all the money runs through Winnable, and that's where like you can find my pics.
And then what do you do? How many pics a day are you doing?
Like 2 to 4.
Depending on the slate.
On the weekends, it could be more because there's usually more games. But I like this other conversation.
That's fine. we
What do
can talk.
you think about what we're saying?
I think it's true. To piggyback off what he was saying about other people, there's less than 5 people in the hobby that I like truly trust. I'm not saying buyers or people that I've built relationship with, like in the hobby. If you said, "Hey, you got to give this $10,000 to somebody in the hobby, and they're going to give it back to you tomorrow," I'd be very, very hesitant to give it to anybody.
I wouldn't give it to anybody in any area.
Yeah, it's because
Once I give someone money, I consider it gone.
It's never coming back.
No.
Ever.
And I get asked for money every single day, a lot. It's out of control. My DMs, can I get 200? Give me 1,000.
You said a guy last week asked him at the book, can you give me a couple $100? I want to make a bet.
It was the most insane thing of all time. Because they see me
That's
betting
so great.
3,000 a game and they're like, oh, give me some money. It's like, dude, why don't you go fucking get off your ass and work?
Yeah.
Go make
just
money.
staring at the fucking book all day.
It's not that hard in 2024 to make money. I don't think it is. Like, if you actually work hard, like what you're saying,
Be innovative, be creative.
you don't even have to. You just have to work hard.
Yeah.
Log
That's
hours. Put work in. Like
That's something.
anything.
You'll see
Yeah.
return come in.
Pick any of the 20, 30 easiest crafts in the world to log hours.
I'll give you an
Just
example.
work.
Today will be my 10th day going live in a row, straight.
Good.
8 to 12
compounding.
hours. I'm just going. I'm the only person on Fanatics Live in Blez. Nobody
Yeah.
else runs that live. I'm the only person. So if I don't go live, other people are making money. And that's how I look at it. I go, I'm not live. I'm not making money.
You're
so
losing money.
all these other companies are making money and my buyers are now spending with them.
Exactly.
I wish I could just keep it live 24/7.
You have to
That's
keep
what I
your,
want.
your community only stays as strong
Yes.
as
It's
often
not about
you're on.
making money. You're legitimately losing.
Exactly.
You're
The difference between the losing and the making is actually more than making money because
that's one of the biggest things in life. It's like you always want to minimize your losses as opposed to winning more, because a lot of people, emotions come in like it's like a poker concept. It's more about like losing less than winning more, because most humans are really bad at that. When they're losing, they get emotional, they lose more. So it's more about controlling your head when you're losing. It's a little bit different than like streaming, but losing less is a big principle that I believe in, that I think most people struggle with that. Like, it's more big in like sports betting and gambling.
yeah.
But like, you don't really want to, like when you're winning, you want to bet more. When you're losing, you want to quit. And then most people think the opposite. When you're losing, you want to bet bigger to try to get it back.
Yeah.
But that's when you lose even more. You wake up the next day feeling like shit because you're like, what did I just do?
And you don't want to bet ever again. Until
No, you
about
do,
until about
because
6 hours later, you're
you
like,
do, 'cause
I
you're
really like this line.
That's how it goes.
That's how it
crazy.
goes. Yeah, I'm never betting again. Oh man, I
hours
like the
later.
over in this game.
Give it to me 4 ways. Inside out,
We
over
have
and
one
out.
last topic. What do we talk about for 5 minutes?
One last topic.
I don't got much, man.
You don't got much?
I'm just excited to be here, man. It's I'll tell you this. Being able to come on a podcast and bullshit with you guys is pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
We should do this more.
you're open invitation. I
Very
want this
nice.
table full one day with like 3 cameras. I want to do what I want to do is I want to do like the fight companion, but it's going to be like the breakers companion or like a betting companion, and get fucking Hank in here, get that guy on the mic, get a crew of flunkies around the table and just do what we're doing and just talk about everything.
It's good because
Chewing the rag,
all 3
shooting
of
the
us
shit.
we could speak freely.
Of course.
We're not going to say stuff we don't actually think. And I respect that about both of you. You say what's on your mind.
Yeah.
It's good.
We're genuine people, one way or the other. It's going to be real. It's never going to come out fake.
To finish Monday night, because this drops Monday, Dolphins versus the Rams. Give a little teaser. What do you think? But right now, I think the line is like -1 Rams at home.
I think the Rams are one of the best teams in the NFC. So early lean would be the Rams.
Yeah.
I didn't bet it yet, but I was saying the Rams are going to win the division like 2-3 weeks ago. I think Stafford's one of the best QBs in the league.
The line seems too good.
No, but Tua's playing.
Yeah, I guess it's in a dome. It's controlled.
The Rams are, what are they, 4-4? Like their record's not good.
I think the
but their
over-under is
team's
like
good.
50. I like that to be a shootout game.
Kyron, Achan, Hill, and Puka.
George is already going over his
Touchdowns.
his touchdown parlay.
4-man.
You don't even know how many times this guy texts me how he goes 3 for 4, 4 for 5.
I get the
Like,
text.
every day.
Part of the game.
And then I asked
Imagine you did those individually.
Never. There's no
I told
thrill in it.
him, what about round robin? He goes, no, it's all or nothing.
That's the type of guy he is.
Yeah, that's
We
good.
go all in or we go all out.
Yeah.
It's my life.
Well, we'll end on that. I'm glad you came on. Come on more often. This guy's going to be on more often. It's going to be fucking great. It's good stuff. People like to hear it. And
where are we dropping this on?
this will be on all platforms. This will be on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, everywhere.
Nice.
So it drops all Monday morning.
We put it on X.
And I'm going to do all yeah, we should. Fucking love Elon, man. That's why I got a Tesla. I'll never get a different car, ever.
Shout out to Donald.
Shout out to Elon, man. What a dog.
The Donald.
All right, guys. That's
God
it.
bless.
That is it for the day. Download, like, comment, share. Do whatever the fuck you can to get this to reach out to other people. CBlez, you can find him on Winnable, right?
You don't need to find me.
You can find him on Winnable and Instagram. It's a fucking
find
great,
yourself.
fucking great human being. We'll see you guys later.